And I was like, oh, yeah, we'll just treat D-Wade like they did at Olympics, just play a zone.
Oh.
You know how you're looking at the scoreboards, like, because like Miami's coming close. Like, we got 3 games, like, 40, 45. 45. Hey, man.
What's up? What's up? The OGs are back. We got Agent Zero in the building.
If it's one man got more jobs than me. If it's one brother got more jobs than me, he is in the building today. He is the real Jamaican. I am a Jamaican. That's the, hey, man. They live in color. I got 19 jobs, man.
Listen, it's easy for you because you went from playing right to just staying busy. When you retire and you gotta sit for a year, 2 years, man.
How soon they forget?
I was able to get the game though. My OGs gave me the game. You gave me the game. Mike, D-Wade, all the guys that I knew that retired say, man, get your affairs in order. Get your right. You don't want to be laying in the bed and wake up one day depressed and be like, let me figure out 1,000 things to do.
And Gil, he's one of the only guys that got to choose his end too. You know what I mean? Like a lot of us don't get to choose. And chooses us.
Yeah, we just don't know. We
exactly right.
We still training and be like, where the call at?
Yeah, he had 2 years to get his affairs in order.
Where that call at?
Hold up.
It was fortunate.
This work?
Yeah, I guess being undrafted, it evened out on the back end being undrafted.
He's sitting there like,
God, I changed my number. We're back at summer league. We're in summer league right now. So talk about. We were just talking before we got on set. Like everyone's different journey through this, right?
Yes.
And we talked about him, you know, he's said it a million times on the podcast, being undrafted, you going second round, and now being here in the summer league and seeing all these kids, whether it's the first pick in the draft all the way to second round or undrafted. Talk about this process you're seeing out here and how it's kind of changed and evolutionized really the game of basketball a little bit.
You know, it's a learning curve, right? You know, especially summer league. Summer league is your first taste of it's not college anymore. You're playing with a bunch of guys who are trying to make it to the next level. If you are super talented, you're not going to look very good out here because everybody else here don't know how to play basketball, right? Right. So you're playing against the odds. So usually the star players that usually stars in the NBA don't shine here.
Yeah.
Right. These are grinded out, get it out of the mud type of, players here. So it's just trying to understand the speed. This is faster than college, right? Because this is all the better players, right? There's no zones. There's no sitting in the lane anymore. Yeah. So you're reacting in real time. So you can get like, oh, this is really, really different.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny you say that because now that I'm on this agent side of the business, like sending certain players to play at summer league is a freaking risk. Because, especially when they get second, third years in the league, it's like, there's opportunities for them to either, now it's rubber meets the road, right? The split, the curve. Yep. You put some of these guys out there and these GMs, these teams are actually valuing what's happening out there, and they're not built for summer league basketball.
Yeah.
They're positional dudes. Like, okay, if you're next to 2 stars, you could be really good. You get out here and it's a freaking wild, wild west. It's interesting to see. It's funny you say that because that's what I'm dealing with right now.
And once again, I said it 1,000 times. I'm going to say it 1,001. Unless you're undrafted like me. This is your
chance. Take the glasses off.
This is your chance. This is your chance for all the guys that you watch. Walk across that goddamn stage and hug their mama and daddy and put their hat on and hug the commissioner. This is your shot. And I tell everybody, when the guys come to Miami, they wonder, how the hell you get the guys? Because I tell them, when you get them in between them lines, can't nobody help them.
No, facts.
All that draft, all that the media was talking about, picking him and picking them, when you get them in between that lines, the media can't help them. The so-called experts can't help them. Their mommy and daddy who hugged their ass when they got drafted can't help them. This is your shot. You better make it good.
Yeah, no, it's weird. Like you have to be a certain type of player here. Like summer league is either the grinded out type of players or a very skilled guard.
Yep.
Yes.
Right? Because let's say you were just a great shooting guard. The point guard you have on this team is not the point guard you're going to have in the NBA.
Yeah.
right? So like somebody like Brandon Miller. You struggling here, like last year, you struggled. That's you gonna have LaMelo, so you you can relax. You ain't got to bring the ball up and do all. LaMelo gonna do all that, and you just get the score, right? So it does change. So like if you are a GM, you really have to know what you're looking at to see past some of these 2 for 12, 3 for 4. I just want to see. Is he getting to the spots? Is he taking those shots? Is he aggressive? Right? Is my rebounder rebounding? Is he in the right spots? Other than that. From here, then you got training camp. You're around better players, learning how to play. Then we start the season off, and then just tracking you through the rest of the season.
Let's backtrack even more. So you talked about draft day and hugging your mama and all that, right? So where was your situation? Because, you know, clearly they miss. We talk about it all the time. They miss more than they get it right.
Yeah.
You're going out of – you're leaving school. What do you think is going to happen on draft compared to what happened? What was your head at?
I seen a bit. There's a flaw in the system, and the flaw is they care about everything but what actually matters.
They want to jump high. Can he run fast? This ain't track. This ain't the high jump.
They want to know your background, what, like your like who you're hanging with. Do you do all that? Because none of that matters. You stealing from the grocery store? He was broke then. He's not going to be broke when I draft him, so it don't matter what his flaws ain't going to be his flaws once I get him in my building.
I definitely stole a few things.
You ain't stealing when you got rich.
You ain't been a long time, though. You damn right. I stole.
So me preparing for the draft, right? I'm at UCLA running 5 miles a day, doing all my sprints, right? When I got to the playing against other players, this is easy work, right? We playing one-on-one, spots, shooting, easy. Draft, with the draft combine, is the flaw, right? So you have, obviously, the red carpet guys, right? You have them guys, and then you have everybody else. See, these guys are fighting. These guys aren't. So what ends up happening is these guys never been tested. You're going off of college experience. Does that happen? Most of these guys never played another high-level player in their position, right? So if you were a high-level small forward, did you, during that season, play against another high-level small forward? Probably not, right? So we don't know what you really look like coming here. So when we're going through going different teams to teams, and these guys are dodging each other, you got the number 1, 2 pick. You really putting all your eggs, and you've never seen if he's proven yet? 1-on-1, 2-on-2, all the things you're looking for. The heart, you can't test that in playing by himself. Right? I'm spending $1 million. Right? I'm going to $50 million on his. You gonna play against him? goddammit. Number 1, 2, 3. Like hey, listen, this is my money. You're not gonna tell me how to spend my money.
I think it's the shiny toy syndrome. It's the new shiny toy. They're getting taller, they're getting faster, they're getting more athletic, and at the end of the day, got no heart. You need to go see the wizard. Follow the yellow brick road and take your ass to see the Wizard of Oz for you young that don't know what that is. They ain't got no heart. And I understand that, yes, you need talent, but let me tell you something nowadays, man. Talent don't get it done, man. Talent don't. You got to have 1 or 2 dogs in your locker room to where your locker room is policing itself. The coach ain't got to be the that's coming in and say, "Hey, man, tighten your shit up."
He better not be
accountable. You got to have you got to have the locker room doing that. You got to have that going on in the locker room and policing each other and holding each other accountable. Iron sharpening iron every day.
So being in Vegas, Team USA just left. They left you off in 2006. How pissed were you at that point?
Okay,
I wasn't even finna go to that question right away.
Well, I mean,
okay, so they
didn't
didn't leave me off. It was the idea. So we're in an army base, right? We got on the fatigue, and I don't know what the fatigue did in that heat, but I was bouncy. Ooh, I was, hey, listen, I'm like D-weighted and stuff right now, y'all. Right, so I pulled my groin a little bit. So I went to Colangelo, and I was like, man, I just tweaked my groin. I don't know how long I'm going to be. I don't want to hold up a spot for somebody trying to make this team.
Okay.
Right, so, we're going to have to play this. But he was like, and he said, oh, no, that's cool. You was on a bubble anyway. And so, yeah, you can go on home.
Damn.
What? The bubble, right? The bubble. And I had to, how you look back, I'm like,
Must be somebody behind me.
Like I don't mean to be rude, but Shane Battier's still here, right? Bruce Bowen, and right, like they still here, right? The bubble. I mean, I don't know how many other players is on the bubble, but
How big's this bubble?
like it was. I was offended
Size
because
of the NBA bubble.
because you know how I score,
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh yes, I do.
Think this is the second unit. It has me. The point guard is Kirk Heinrich. I got Shane. I got Brad Miller.
Damn.
I got Antoine Jameson, right? So who you think they passing the ball to?
You
the whole
every time.
You get into it.
So I'm in that. I'm cooking.
Get into it.
Like I'm in there. I'm talking big. Y'all can't stop us. You can't stop me. First of all.
Hey, if y'all think he talks on the podcast loud, you should see the practice.
They just
man.
and it was like, yo, just keep and they just feeding me. So I think that was the problem, that I'm really destroying their zones, everything, and they talking about team and this, and this second unit's like, we giving the ball to him. So I think it kind of rubbed them the wrong way. Like I didn't know. Like I didn't know. Like, all right, we got to lose to the blue team, y'all. But it was like, even then, like there was an article, you have to ask David McMenamin. When I got back home, I said the way Coach K is coaching it, the way we got all the drivers on one unit, all the shooters on one unit, they're not going to win gold. I said it. And then right before the game, I said, no, you know what, Dave, I don't want to be that dude, me against America type. Take it out. So he took it out and then text me. They lost. I was like, ooh, yeah. We just going to bury that one. But if you ask him, he'll say, yeah, he had it in there.
You think they got it right this year?
That's what I was gonna ask.
You think they got it right this year with the Kawhi taking a step back, Derek White coming in, and the pieces that they brought in? You think they got it right this year?
Listen, they have enough stars to minimize, certain things. Like, I'm going off of 92. I'm going off of 96 rosters where it was the best of the best. It was 12 players. All 12 of those guys made the All-NBA team, right? When we talk about the 92 team, the only person that got jaded and screwed was Tim Hardaway. It wasn't Isaiah Thomas. It was Tim Hardaway. He was second team, right? He went first team, all of them went, and 4 out of the 5 on the second team went. But they brought Magic back, so Magic took his spot, and then Bird and the Christian Laettner, and then 96, Dream Team 2, all 12 players made it, right? So when you start looking later on, you're like, I'm used to greatness, right? I'm used to greatness, man. Like, I get it, I get it, Derek. Listen, cool, just win us a goal. We should, but you're going to be the 15th guy. I mean, I can have Jimmy Butler as the 15th guy. Because if we need Jimmy Butler to be Jimmy Butler, he can do that. I don't know if he can do that. If it start to go sideways, we can pull somebody in that can be him. And that's like Shaq and Hakeem Olajuwon came off the bench.
Come on, man.
In the 96 team.
Come on,
that's what's coming off the bench. 30 and 10.
Most dominant forces in
I don't
basketball.
need a dude that's averaging 5 and 5 coming off the bench, dog, talking about go in there and do something.
This is the only thing I will say. This is the only thing I will say. I feel like America is more so focused on the chemistry of the teams now. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to being the most dominant. Because at that time, we were the most dominant. And I don't know if we are the most dominant as we were. I think we still are the most dominant, but I don't know if we have the gap that we have. The rest of the world has closed that gap.
I mean, if you're going to flip, to me, that's an interesting take, because the reason we were the most dominant, like we're almost changing into them, right? Like they want the chemistry, they want that, and they have that. They're going to beat us on that all the time because they play together all the time.
Yes.
Like, to us, roll out the best players and let's go beat their ass.
Yeah.
That's my take.
And that's
because we're almost transferring into what they're trying to do. Like we're almost trying to mimic them.
But you think the game? You think it's gonna work like that? You think we can just get? You
Yes.
think we can put 5 guys out there and just say, "Hey, your turn."
Yes,
your turn.
That's what we.
Your turn.
But that's what we
Your turn.
always.
That's how we did it to them.
Because one thing that they don't have is
They're
they
getting
don't,
better, but
they don't have athleticism.
This is true.
Right? So, when we talk about they're taking over the game,
They can play zone.
It's a
Play zone.
position.
They can
It's
play
just,
zone.
It's just their 4 and their 5s. Their 4 and their 5s. It's what the NBA is like changing for, because their 5s can dribble, shoot, pass. Right? You talk about their point guards, their shooting guards, and their small forwards. They're not athletic enough. They're not good enough to compete with the NBA players, right? You got Luka, who's just different, right? He's different. Who's the second and third best player in Euro? Who's the shooting guards in Euro? Who's the small forward? It's the 4 and 5s that's stretching the floor out where we're the Americans that's having problems with.
It's really like, to me, it's no different than when we used to play like the Phoenix, and it's completely different, but it's similar, right? When we used to play the Phoenix Suns and they were playing stat and tricks, the 4 and 5, and you'd play one way. Per example, in Memphis, we were ground and pound, right?
Yeah.
And then we'd go there, and for that one game, we'd change our starting lineup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, for what? They're going to beat our ass doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I never figured it out. Like, D'Antoni had everyone up because everyone would change their style of play for that one game. That's how they play. It's almost like European basketball is getting way better. There's no question. But we can't try to do that on our side. We got to come out there with what we do best. And then it's almost like styles make fights.
Yeah.
Let's bring our style. Let them bring their style. Let's win. Because we used to do that. I'm telling you, I've never figured it out in my life. It'd be game 41. You show up in Phoenix, and all of a sudden we have a new starting lineup.
Yeah, that ain't it.
We're gonna get cooked.
Yeah, cooked. Yeah,
that ain't it.
Yeah, but that's kind of similar to what's going on.
It's like when they have those fake arguments. If Shaq played today, what would he do? We're gonna throw the ball down here and let him punish dudes that's 210.
Can you average 60 and 34?
How's he gonna guard the 3? Shaq guard the 3.
You gonna get 60.
We're gonna play down coverage and then welcomed us down here. Man, listen, I'm glad you bring up Shaq. Most dominant big I've ever seen in my life. Obviously, we had a defense for him, right? Like we had the defense for him, and you still didn't. There was nothing you could do with it. There was nothing you could do with that big
Foul
fella.
his ass.
That's it. He didn't even know he got fouled though.
Half the time, he
didn't know he got fouled.
He know he got fouled.
I hit that so hard one time, my arm hurt, and I was like, "Damn, my bad, big guy." He goes, "Well, you hit me?" I'm like, "Come on, man, get your ass out of here." Hurt my feelings. Talk about the offseason then. So who's the biggest winners and losers of the offseason right now with all that's going on with free agency and draft and everything all together? Who's your biggest winners and losers?
Philly's up there.
As a winner.
As a winner, for sure.
I agree with that.
You know, you getting Paul George. Like winning for Philly was getting big fella healthy.
Yeah,
that's a win for them. So the fact that they added Paul George just helps them out. I mean,
Bringing back Oubre, Caleb Martin.
Caleb Martin.
Big gets.
Got him for the low. Got him for the low.
Who else? New York Knicks. New York Knicks is the biggest win because you got a guy who's going to hit you for 270 in 6 months.
And takes 156.
And takes 156.
Are you doing that?
No.
Hey, so listen. We had this conversation. I'm telling Mike.
You telling me?
I don't know for sure, but it had to be a conversation about on the back end. Because there's no way in goddamn hell that man take what he take without something being promised to him, something being said, whether they texted to him or they slid him a letter, and it said, don't say shit, just take the letter home and read it when you get home. However it went, ain't no way in hell. I ain't got to have all the sense, but I got common sense. There's no way in hell that man leave that money on the table unless it's a conversation. I told Mike, the motherfucker gonna never have to worry about nothing else again in his life. He won't be sitting courtside like retired players. He'll be sitting in the owner's box when he's done.
No facts.
There's no way he takes that kind of pay cut without being discussed. There's no way.
I don't disagree.
There's no way.
Because that's what I'm saying. One, because you're signing it right now, and 270 without all NBA that's your pay next year.
Yes. All NBA is
Was it 120 million gap?
Yes. Yeah.
Go for that, and then you can say, all right, I'll take 200.
Yeah, because here,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
I'll leave some of this for. But so the fact that he signed it now, 1,000%. There's some buildings in his name. There's some. There's
Ain't no way in
my
hell.
daughter, God damn it, got a foundation from the, because this right there changed their franchise for the better.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it gives them all the flexibility in the world, and you don't change your team.
And I heard Bridges is going to take a pay cut as well when it comes to his time.
Hey, this reminds me of that Miami team back, when.
Does it?
Yeah, this
I don't know. Again, I don't know if it really does remind me of Miami.
It's crazy.
Well, how come we're the ones? How come we're the ones taking lessons?
I was just going to say. Crazy because we trying to make that money up right now. That's why we got all these goddamn jobs. Trying to make that right now. God damn it, you know how hard it is to make up millions out here?
What?
You better better win. Tell you that. That's the only way it's gonna feel good.
I get traded. We're gonna go story time for a minute. I get traded to the Wizards. Right. I walk in there. First time he's coming back, just getting healthy. Now I know I played against Gil a ton.
I had a good team too.
Man, we were loaded.
I remember that team.
I didn't realize how good this was though until I walked in there, and he was killing everybody and letting everyone know about it. I said, "This is nuts." But he just did it like on a regular basis, and our team was so loaded. Talk to me about that team. Obviously, that year went crazy, but like your time in Washington and stuff like that. Talk about that a little bit.
Before we get there, the talking. Is that grew up? Is that like playing in the park with the homies? Like that's just the culture. You know what I'm saying?
You know, when you're
because everybody ain't accustomed to that. Everybody ain't used to that. But that's like
playing
because that's how we played.
Yes.
We talk that. Only way you can back it up, you can shut me up. You better win.
Yeah, playing with the older dudes, going out there, right? You know, I used to, Sunday mornings wake up with my dad at 6 a.m. and have the older dudes go out there, and then from the start, they just talking trash.
Don't nobody talk like from the 70s and 80s. Can talk that. Oh, don't nobody talk from 70s and 80s.
So what I learned was this: when you're in season, we have our pecking order, right? If you're the best player on the team, are you really being challenged? The only way you're going to get challenged is if you start talking, pissing the person off. Now you have to give me your A game. So that means you have to make me better, right? Because if you just let me just go and do what I do, and I'm not taking practice serious because it's really not for me, right? It's we're gonna run these plays that we're not gonna do in the game, right? You know what I mean? Because I set a pick and pass it to Brennan. No, we're not gonna do that, right? It's gonna be for a flat. So from there, it's like, hey man, Larry Hughes, you can't stop me. Now Larry got what? Hey coach, put me on the other team. Now I get the best defender guarding me. Now I get to sharpen my tools. And that's what that was. It was just I was just talking just to keep everybody going so I can get everybody's best.
Bring the best out of everybody. I like that. When you laughing at the 1 for a flat, we ain't running that. Come on.
It is right. Out there, damn Dolce & Gabbana's giving you 65.
That's what the man used to pull up to the park at DC and get it popping with the player with the park. He used to pull up to the park at DC and just get the hooping.
Hey, talk about that three you made and you laid your jersey on the ground.
Oh, what was that? Seattle.
Seattle.
Yeah, so it was Seattle. So this was after the Olympic thing, and I said on record that I was going to give 50 to Phoenix and Blazers.
For what reasons? Giving the people at home.
Okay, I couldn't go against Coach K because it wasn't college anymore. So Dan Tony was still coaching, and Mike McMillan was it Nate McMillan? He was coaching, right? So those are the two teams. Like, all right, y'all coaching on that team. Goddamn, they ain't have to do with this. But I couldn't. I didn't know where to place this anger I had. So they gonna get it, right? They team's gonna get it. So we go to Portland first. Horrible. Oh, I stunk that shit up, right? I had the game winner, airball. I did a floater, airballed the floater, right? Skip Bayless, them talking like, oh, he said he's going to. So we playing Seattle the next night. Caught fire. Oh, yeah, I caught fire in Seattle. And then hit the game winner. And then basically took my jersey off and set it against the fan, laid it in the middle. I'm here. I'm here, baby. I'm here. Laid it down. Had the G-Unit wife beat on and everything.
Oh, man, I remember the G-Unit beaters, man. Wow. I remember the G-Unit wife beaters. Man, y'all motherfuckers was loaded. Karan Butler.
No, we had a nice whip.
Antoine Jameson. D-Wade used to hate playing against your ass. D-Wade used to hate playing against you. Like,
I hated playing against him because
D-Wade hated playing against you.
Yeah, so I don't know if you ever heard the story. So the beginning of the season started, right? Yeah. This is like it was after the 04. Because he was on the 04 team and they lost, right? And we're coming into the 04-05 season, and everybody's talking about the Heat. Shaq went over there, and I was like, oh yeah, we'll just treat D-Wade like they did at Olympics, just play a zone. Oh, right? Damn. Didn't think nothing of it. Damn. I didn't think nothing of it. Then you know how you're looking at the scoreboards, because like Miami's coming close. Like, we got 3 games, like 40, 45, 45. Hey, man.
Ow, ow.
Is this did he circle the date? Because this is the way he's coming towards us. It don't look very,
he's
I
ramping
called
up.
the hotel. Hey, it's Dwayne. Hey, man, listen. Yeah, this is Gil. Hey, that stuff, I don't know if you've seen it about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, they misconstrued that. I ain't say it like that, right? I just to let you know, right? Hung up, like, whoo. Warm-up line. On demon mode. Yeah. I was like, I don't know if warm up like this, but he don't look like it don't look like he that phone call helped. And I remember at halftime, Larry Hughes was like, hey, if you're gonna start talking shit about players, you guard them. I had noted. Noted. Because what he doing out there to you guys, he taking it personal.
He said noted.
That was the last time I ever said anything about a player. My record against y'all was 3-16.
Damn.
Yeah. And I think I got that when I got to Orlando.
And one of those games, they even went to me for a game winner. That's crazy. Rouse was drawing that up. D-Wade was standing. It was in Miami. I never forget. Rouse was drawing that up. D-Wade was sitting right there. And Rouse drew the ball up to go to me, and D-Wade looked up. I looked up too. Well, okay. I was nervous in the moment. But I made it. I don't think Antoine Jameson think I was going to shoot the ball. He thought I was a decoy. They threw the ball to me, and he just stood behind me. Game winner, game over. We won. But I don't think he really thought I was going to shoot the because D-Wade. And that, let me tell you something about D-Wade. Quiet, but he the closest thing to Bruce Lee I know. You talk about a taste their own blood and go crazy on your ass.
Nuts, yeah.
That's the type of D-Wade is. He the closest goddamn thing to Bruce Lee. You push that button, he tastes his own blood. He go crazy. Now, I'm the complete opposite. I taste my own blood. You got to take me out. I can't focus. I can't play. I done lost it. I'm on some street shit now. It's over with. You know what I'm saying? But he was the complete opposite. And I always admired the way he was able to control his emotions when he got mad or frustrated and play better. Because some people get mad and frustrated, they play worse. You got to take them out. You ain't going to get nothing else from them the rest of the night. And that was me. I was very self-aware of who I was. You know what I'm saying? If I get mad and frustrated, I can't make a shot. I can't do shit right out here.
I was supposed to be your teammate.
Really?
In Miami?
2003, I'm a free agent.
Yeah.
So I'm a free agent, and it's Lamar Odom, the number one free agent. I'm number 2. So you guys already had D-Wade, so Pat Riley was coming after me, and they were saying we're going to play you guys at the 1 and 2.
Damn,
so I have a backcourt of me and him at the 1 and 2, and because they want to try D-Wade at the 1, we can put you at the 2. We can go vice versa.
Yes.
Right, so but Pat Riley said, I don't feel comfortable paying a young guy $55 million who hasn't proven himself. Because to be honest, I only played about a total of 100-something games my first 2 years, right? 40 the first game, then 82. So he was like, I don't feel comfortable paying him this type of money. So the salary cap went up. Brian Russell opted out of his deal, and Wizards' money went up to about 64, 65. I ain't even negotiating anymore. I said, I'm taking it. I'm taking it because when I was at Golden State, I literally asked for after my rookie season, right, 7 years, $24 million.
And they said no.
They laughed at me.
7 years, 24.
Oh, they laughed. Oh,
3 years.
24 million. Get on up out of here.
By the way, that's gonna be the greatest pay raise in NBA history, going from $600,000 to basically at that point.
Talk about that.
You went from $600,000 to Wizards. What was how much?
That first year was like 8.9 million.
Think about it, $8.9 million right now.
And it's crazy.
This is ridiculous.
Because we were talking about
$8.9 million, just so people at home understand this, it is, yes, 2024. $8.9 million back then was a lot of money.
Yeah, it still is.
No, I know. But in retrospect, like we got to put things.
We'll put it even better.
Yeah.
My free agent year and my max, right? I signed for 6 years, 65. Right back then, it was 7-year deals. Kobe Bryant and the max players.
92.
No. 79 million.
Really?
Wow.
They were on the $79 million. So this is how my deal was supposed to be. Because they couldn't afford me because of the bird rights, I had to sign a 1-year deal for 4.9 to come back, and then I had a 7-year, $79 million deal on the table. That Joe Smith joint.
Yeah. The old Joe.
Yes,
Hit him with the old Joe Smith.
But when we crunch the numbers, it would have been like an 8-year, $80-something million deal. By the time the money matched up, if I went to Washington, I would have been out signing the max if I was playing how I was supposed to be playing. So,
Yeah. Let's
I
go back.
don't know about them numbers. I was in that mid-level exception numbers. That was the conversation I was having about that 30, 35.
Hey, that mid-level exception now is about 120.
Boy,
That's what I'm getting.
goddamn,
That's what I'm
boy,
getting at. Like
trying
it's
to tell you.
like when going through it with for us, it was usually had a lot of those guys in that 49, 42 to 49, and then one max guy.
Yeah.
Now it's just completely different. I mean, like if you put things in life right now, maybe like a guy getting a second-round pick, making $600,000, the next year getting $42 million.
Yeah.
Bro,
No,
listen,
facts.
That's what it's like.
crazy. Bam just signed a 166 extension.
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
He's on his second one.
Yeah.
He'll re-up again by
yeah.
the time he's 29.
Oh, yeah.
30. He would be just hitting his prime.
Yep.
And he'll go and I don't know what the money going to be like then.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the game.
That's what I'm saying. The amount of money.
You know what?
The boy got his own money.
Hey, I was looking, we looking at them. The first round, did you see what they had Wemby making? Like I knew.
$97 million.
Huh?
$97 million would be the first year of his max deal.
No. His rookie deal.
Oh no. I just did
scale.
Paolo's. Paolo's was 55. Oh, I don't want to talk about his money, but it's $55 million.
55.
Yeah, number one pick,
scale is
55 million. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want to talk, Paolo. Sorry about talking about your money.
But that's just the different. Like back then, the first round, like Kwame Brown in my draft, $13 million guaranteed for the number one pick.
Coach, I was the 5th pick in the draft, making 2.3. That's the 29th pick now.
That ain't
29.
That's the 55. Bronny.
Bronny's making the same as what the 5th pick back when we played.
Yeah, we talked
right.
about that. We talked about it earlier because second-round picks couldn't even sign 4-year deals back then. I didn't even know it, and I still didn't know that was possible until I seen Bronny do it.
Yeah.
I still didn't know that.
what's
That was
funny
the first time I saw that.
The last pick last year signed a 4-year, 7.9.
Yeah, 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris
Who was
Livingston.
that?
Chris Livingston.
Chris Livingston.
Milwaukee.
There was like 3 players last year that had big money. This year, even this year, there's like 3 players. There's somebody had an 8.6.
There are a bunch of them now.
Didn't Lou Dort had a weird deal?
Yeah.
It was like a 6-year, $1 million. No, I ain't trying to be funny. It was some weird. I'm saying all these deals, I don't even understand how it work no more. Like, he had a weird. You trying to be funny, killer? I'm not trying. What was his deal?
6 year, $1 million.
It was some weird like
Magic
that.
Johnson joint.
It was some weird where it sounded like minimum for like more than 1
it's
year or
crazy.
some like that. So it's all these different deals that they doing out here that I had never seen this before.
Yeah, you know what? It wasn't me. It was Carlos Boozer. So I opened the floodgate for second rounders that have more than a 2-year deal to get the 3-year deal.
You changed the game on it because what it did was it forced GMs to rethink 2 second-round guys.
Yes.
And then what happened was in Houston, I think it was Daryl Morey actually, it might have been, where he started basically saying, okay, we'll draft you in the second round, but we're going to do a 4-year deal.
Yeah.
And it's going to be option. So they wanted to go get talented guys at $1 million. And but as a second-round pick, you're forced to basically do it.
Yep.
If I'm a second-round pick and I'm trying to make my bread and make my living in this, I'm going to give you 4 years, $4 million, but we got options every year. You're in jail for 4 years.
So there's a 4-year, $1 million a year.
I mean,
deal.
somebody.
I know I made that up now. Goddamn, I know I seen some weird.
I mean,
like that.
I'm just giving. I don't know if that's exact. I'm just saying, but
But
that's
it
what
was
they did.
somewhere in that area.
But they do it in options. So
Because they didn't want what happened with him. Invest in someone, blow up, and then they can't afford him because they can't afford him.
Because
That's
they were handicapped.
Like what happened with his ass?
Well, he did it.
No. So I had the 2 year. So what happened is after that, here comes Carlos Boozer, where they had they added a 3rd year.
Yeah.
So Carlos Boozer. So they was like the 3rd year gives them the bird rights, right? So what Carlos Boozer did, they had a 3-year deal, team option on a 3rd.
Is that Cleveland?
Yep.
Yes.
So he was balling. So I think his wife
I
or his
heard
girlfriend at
about
the
that.
time
Yeah, I
came
heard
in and
about
said,
that.
"Yeah, we really want to be here. We love this city, right? We know that he has 1 more year, but we're ready to sign right now, right? You say you got $24 million for us, so yeah, let's do this, right?" She was already negotiating with Utah. If they let you out, we got this. Soon as they was like, all right, we're gonna let you out. They took off.
Yeah.
Got on that Delta.
I heard that. I didn't know how true
First
that
thing,
was, but I
like,
heard
they
that.
gonna do it. They gonna do it. They was going.
But think about it though. Gil will tell you if they'd offered him 4 years at that time, you probably would have taken it in the second round.
After my rookie season, that's what after my rookie season, I averaged 10, and I was like, yeah, I'd do 7-year, $24 million.
Yeah, I mean it's life. I mean
it's
the
easy
numbers
to say
change,
now,
but
obviously, like,
the
yeah.
numbers change, but the security is the most important thing for
back
most
then we
people.
would have took that.
100%.
It's easy to say now,
Listen,
but back then we would have
I
took that.
spent
Hell
all
yeah.
my money on an Escalade when I got drafted. But I thought I was for sure anywhere from
11 to 20 something. So I already calculated. Okay, I can afford it.
Listen, my first year was $400,000, and I spent half on that big dumbass H2 Hummer. Remember that?
Yeah.
And the other half I spent gas in that big dumb. That shit was the worst gas guzzler I've ever seen in my life. That's the dumbest idea Hummer ever made.
He said he spent half his money on the H2 Hummer and the other half on the gas.
And the other 200 gas in that. I couldn't go to the grocery store without spending half a gallon on that.
Hey, I was like, hey, when you're talking about poor NBA players, listen. I didn't know I can order room service and just charge it to the room, and then I realized I have to pay for that, or I can just charge it to other people's room. Right? I'll be like, yo, this is Larry. I know you said this is Larry Hughes, but I'm in this room. Can you give me 2 hamburgers? Like, it took me a minute. Other than that, I was waiting for people to push their plates out. Let me get that half a burger, cut that. And I was eating like that because I didn't have no money.
Man, you can always tell how poor people live.
It was all in your Escalade.
No, the per diem? Oh, I lost that gambling, trying to double up. I got $120. Like, oh, I need to last this whole
Man,
trip.
we used to be shooting dice like a with that per diem, boy.
Oh,
Shaking and rolling. Hey, listen, you can always tell how poor grew up by the way they eat, by the kind of shit they eat. I swear to God, I knew D-Wade was poor because all that was chicken fingers and fries. That did not want a vegetable ever when he first got to the Miami Heat. Regardless of how rich he is now, I knew that poor. He never ate a vegetable. All I ate was chicken fingers. I mean, all I ate was chicken wings. And all he ate was chicken fingers. You know, I had some badass eating habits.
Yes,
99-cent pork chop sandwiches and all kinds of stuff. I eat all that.
I was eating leftover room service, man.
Leftover room service.
No, that's what I said. It was leftover. I wait for everybody to push their plates out, and I'm just looking through the halls about 11,
That's
12, because I didn't know I can order. I was like, I didn't have no money, and all the plain food. Oh, I'm taking all them fruit and vegetables because I gotta survive. Dog. Like I spent all my money, dog, on that Escalade 5 TVs with the 4 12s in the back, the little fake cubic zirconia big ass initial chain, right? So I gave my dad some money. Now think about everything I'm saying, and then get $300,000.
Yeah.
So I had
You was
to
in
get.
the red.
So Jason Richardson vouched for me so they can give me a 2-year deal. That 2-year deal helped me because that money we got to calculate.
Yeah.
So I had, after I picked my apartment, and I had $400 to live on after rent.
Jesus.
That's gas, food for the month.
Out there getting,
girlfriend, 2 dogs.
Out there getting buckets on $400.
What? That's what I'm saying. I lived. When I say I lived at the arena, I lived there. This is the best house I had. I got all the little bars, Gatorade, water. I'm
Free
living
showers,
like
air, all that good. Cable.
I got a girlfriend. I'm bringing it. Yeah, this all me right here. This all me, sweetheart.
Yeah. You think you could be in this 120,000 square foot place?
Lady,
Man.
You really is an NBA player. Yeah, you know what I mean? That's the Antoine Jameson locker right there.
That's crazy.
Hey, man, it seemed like just yesterday, man. It goes fast.
That's it.
bro.
Talk about this year. Champs, obviously Boston. You had some things to say about Boston. What do you think?
They were the better team, hands down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did they play championship basketball? No. They had an advantage. You're talking about they were bigger than Dallas. Dallas didn't play the defense that could have stopped them, and they spent 90% of the time just chucking threes.
Mm-hmm.
Horrible threes too. Like Tatum's my dude, and he was frustrating the shit out of me. Pick him. You got was it Kimber on you?
Who?
Kimber, was it?
Max Kleber?
Max Kleber.
Yeah.
You taking sidestep jumpers against him? Oh my God, that's what? That is a 1 full flat if I seen one. Like you got one dude, you get him to take a side. Like if you're gonna take the side jumper, do it on a smaller guy. Don't get the big dude on you to shoot the same three. He can challenge this shot. It was just little things that in the basketball world it just didn't make sense. Right? I'm not gonna shoot jumpers against y'all. Y'all can challenge it. I'm gonna take you guys off the dribble. The smaller guy, Mario Chalmers, okay, I do some side steps again. I'm not gonna do a pick and roll to take a jumper on you. Yeah. And that's all I said. I'm like, yo, just drive to the back. They got nobody's back. There's Luka back there. Take him off the dribble and just jump. They're not gonna do nothing. So it seemed like they made the game very, very hard.
Do they have a chance to run it back next year?
Not shooting 50-some threes, going 19 for 50. Nah, you're
you-
not going to do that. You can't do that against Embiid. You're not going to be able to do that against Jokic. You're not going to be able to do that against healthy Bucks. Because Giannis is trying to get to the basket. So you sitting there just chucking threes all day.
Outlet passes.
Yeah, he's coming.
What I will say is this, and what I've grown to know about Joe Mazzulla, and this is me giving Boston credit. He is a analytical monster when it comes down to the analytics. I mean, how tedious he is. I had the chance to have a conversation with him in the finals about the defensive side of things and how they decided to guard Luka and how they decided to guard Kyrie. And he went into the analytics of where they shoot from different positions on the floor and how every single time they made sure they pushed the guys to those spots that made them the most uncomfortable. Now, offensively, I don't know this for sure because we didn't have offensive conversations. But I got to believe he's just as tedious and he's just as analytical when it comes to the offensive side of things. I don't agree with the way they play offensively because that's just not my style of play. But I think analytically, I think there's something there for them, and that's why they play the way they play. You know what I'm saying? I think there's a method to Joe's madness. That's what I will say.
I could have saved him a lot of film. Nights, right? When I'll watch the YouTube, because there's like, what do you...
I agree with you, though, because we've been able to combat that. And I'm not going to talk about how, but we've been able to combat that. But I will say I think there is a method to his madness.
Yeah, probably. But I could have saved him some straight hours. Just go to
say probably.
I'm going to YouTube. I'm like, yeah, this is going to be a 4-0. This is about to be 4-0.
Oh, yeah, we knew Dallas
going to be
ready.
a 4-1.
Yeah, we knew Dallas wasn't ready.
There's no way that they can play Luka and just Kyrie offensively the whole time.
Yeah.
Right? You got Derrick Jones and you got P.J. Washington in the corner waiting to get the ball shooting threes. Yeah, that ain't gonna win this series.
Does Klay then, speaking of Dallas, does Klay then make them better like that?
This Klay style.
Fit.
How does that? That's what we all worried about. How does that gel?
Like I'm gonna give Jason Kidd the credit.
That's what we said
I'm
yesterday.
gonna give him the credit to put in some type of plays for Klay. But Klay has been used to movement.
That's right. Pass, chase.
Yes.
Oh,
chasing,
yeah.
running around, coming off doubles, right? You got to treat him like Rip Hamilton.
Yep.
What J. Kidd had.
Kerry Kittle.
Kittle.
Yep.
If you don't treat him like that and he's just sitting in the corner just waiting for a shot, you'll make him look bad.
So my question is, can you win with those guys, the Lukas, the guys like the Hardens who say, going into a system, I am a system. Can you win a championship with those kind of guys? Because that is the question right now that everybody wants to know the answer to. Can you win a championship with those kind of guys?
To me, and I'm going to let you answer that because me, when you talk about that Klay, like it's going to be way more of an adjustment for Klay than it is for Dallas. Like, the ball's going to be hit. He's used to pass chase. He's going to be like right now the way it's
Klay being uncomfortable and Luka being uncomfortable. You think
that's what I'm getting at. But like he just talked about it. He had Derrick Jones and P.J. Washington, both really good players. But Klay's not used to just sitting in the corner being a catch and shoot dude. Nah. And you're not going to. To me, it's the hardest thing they put a lot of pressure on J. Kidd because the way they make the finals was putting those two in ball screens and creating everything for everybody else. Yes. Klay ain't used to that.
See, I think with Luka, there's just certain players that you have to like a Magic Johnson. Like think of Magic Johnson with someone like Luka, right? The ball is in his hand. He's a bigger guard. You can't go small with his talent, right? Going small hurts him. You can't have Kyrie at the 2, Klay 6'7" at the 3, then you got 6'8" at the 4. That's not how you win with this guy. You have to go big. You have to go 7 foot, because now who has to guard him?
Yeah.
You can't hide him. Now he gets to pick apart. Now when he's coming down the lane, he gets to do whatever he wants. You have to have a big lineup with Luka.
Interesting.
Right? That's the only way Luka. When you put smaller guys around Luka, it hurts him. He's going to get his numbers, but that's not how you win. You got to have big shooting guards. Like his shooting guard should be 6'8". You know what I mean? He needs a big shooting guard, big 3. Like they're sitting there. They can all switch.
Yes, and that's
now
what Boston
everybody
had
posted. Now you're forced to say, all right, Derek and Drew, we're gonna have to sit you. We're gonna have to put Tatum at the 1, Brown at the 2. Right? We're gonna have lineups like that against Luka because you guys are too small. Because the shooting guard is 6'8" and the 3 is 6, so we can't.
Now it's the luxury Boston had is that they were able to switch those pick and rolls, and it would Dallas wasn't able to take advantage of that. I mean, you switching Derek White, you switching. I'm having a goddamn brain freeze. Drew switching Drew onto him. and you're not getting anything out of those triggers because the guys are not able to post those guys up, and now you just spreading the floor. And now you're going against Drew and Derek White. Yeah,
like when they put Tatum on Gafford, and they didn't just throw the ball down to Gafford just 5 straight times just to see what's going to happen, right? Even he kicked the ball out of bounds. It didn't matter. Just like you're going to put, oh, no, let's try to see what happens. But the fact that he's just sitting there.
Minnesota tried to throw the ball to Rudy down there on Luka a couple times. That shit didn't go. That shit didn't go right.
The most frustrating in the world, right? When you see the mismatch, and then you throw it back, you throw it down there like, oh, man, it's going to be a long night, bro.
I mean, because you want to be able to exploit that somewhat, just to a degree. Yeah, he doesn't have to score 60 down there. But if he can make a couple
you want to make an adjustment. You want to make him think about it.
Just enough to make Dallas have to think about it.
Hold up. Because here's the deal. The coaches are the biggest overreactors in America.
Yes.
So if you do it one time, they're like, can't do that no more.
Yeah.
Instead of just picking their poison. Okay, well, Rudy Gobert's going to have 50 against the Snake. They'll never do that.
No.
Like, to me, in my life, I'd be like, we're cool with this thing, but they're the biggest overreactors in the world. If we just give it to Rudy one time, he lays it in, they'll be like, damn, we can't do that no more.
Go back normal.
Yeah. Under.
And now that we talk about some of the things that you have to be cool with, that's one of the things that we talk about when playing against Boston. Be cool with them making a contested three.
Yeah.
Be cool with them making a contested three. It's okay. Don't overreact. You had your hand there. You was in his face. That's a 25% shot. Be cool with making that, but they got to make them for 4 quarters.
Yeah. I mean, you got
to take away the open ones. They got to make contested ones for 48 minutes.
Coaching in the
playoffs,
playoffs,
take away the open ones. The open ones are what kills you.
There's got to be adjustments, but if you're making major adjustments in a playoff series, you're going to get boned anyways.
Well, once again, now we talk about major adjustments in the playoff series. Let's go back to the conversation that we had earlier, habits. Because the playoffs are where your habits are revealed.
For sure.
And lack of are revealed in the playoffs.
No, facts.
We talk about Joker, and we talk about Embiid. And I say that, yes, Joker is great, and yes, you start your team with Joker if you're picking a team today, but I say it's only because Joker has better habits. If you're asking me who is the better talent, I'm going with Embiid 7 days a week and twice on Sunday. And me and Mike was arguing for about an hour before you got here.
But that's the argument, right? One is super talented, one has better habits, right?
Who are you starting your team with right now?
If I had to pick one,
You got to win a championship.
if I got to win a championship, I'm gonna go with Jokic. Right? Or the reason is, Embiid is no different than some of the most talented players we've ever seen. Right? They're so talented that they don't jump into the next category. Right? Why do I need to get in top shape if I'm averaging 35 and 15?
That's what we were talking
You know
about.
what I mean? It's
Do
like,
you think he'll ever figure it out?
No. Damn. It's too easy for him.
I'm wishing for them.
I'm
hoping for him.
He's sitting there.
He's making $65 million and getting buckets.
I mean, just seeing what he's capable of, I would love to see what that would look like if he figured it out.
And
That's just me as a fan of the game.
Well, we all agree with that.
And this is when we say this out loud, they think we're hating.
Oh, hell no.
So like when I said Giannis, if you got a back to the basket, post up playing it, you know how great you will be. Like you averaging 32, just running downhill, just after. If you learned how to play this game, oh my God,
man,
with your engine, whoa.
Man, my last 4 or 5 years was based off getting rid of bad habits. And they got paid. You go down the list of guys that got paid that came to Miami that were undrafted or on their way out of the league and figured out how to change their habits, and they got paid. Like
with Embiid, it's more like you just look at little things. Like there was a video of Jokic playing street ball.
Oh, I saw that.
And you're saying like, look how in shape he is.
I saw that.
Yo, Embiid, bro, if you put down, I don't mean to be rude, you put down the 4 hamburgers before the game, you eating all this before, like, get healthy, my dude.
Man. And
Eat right. Like, but
him being healthy is part of the reason why he can't reach his potential, and part of the reason why he can't reach his potential and he's not healthy is because of his habits. It's just his habits.
You should, with the way the game is now and all this young talent coming in, who are you starting your team with right now?
How young we going?
I mean, just that the league sits right now, players in it. You get one player.
I'm gonna go Wemby.
Wemby.
Great answer.
The reason
it's hard to argue that one.
The reason I like with Wemby is, as a general manager, you don't have to be brilliant.
No, you don't.
You know what I mean? You don't really have to be smart. You're allowed to make a few mistakes drafted. Same thing with someone like Jokic, right? Because he can pass, he can post up, he can do a lot of things. If I pick him, moving forward, I can make a couple mistakes and his talent can adjust to it.
The thing about Jokic, I mean, you can go out in free agency and get guys players that other teams don't really value for the low, and what he's going to do is get them paid because they're going to come in there and he's going to dot them up. They're going to be a lot better, and all of a sudden they're going to get the money to go somewhere else. But they can continue to. It's a revolving door. All right, who's next? Oh, you didn't like him over there, but he shot 38. Okay, come here. You're going to be back cut. We're going to play through you. So, I mean, Wemby's a good show. I mean, it's hard to argue that argument.
Yeah, it's easier from. If I have to go like guards or like, I'll say probably Ant-Man. Right? Because he has that, besides the marketing with the charisma and stuff, he has that, what a coach needs from a star player.
Yes.
Never seems like he's rattled.
Yes.
Right? So no matter if you're down 0-3 in the playoff game, 0-2, just lost by 30, when he talks, you don't know if he lost or won. Right? We a little rough today, but we gonna get him.
Yeah.
I already told him we gonna get him.
Yes.
We coming back. You need that type of player's confidence, man. Because we've been in locker rooms where you look at a star player and he just.
Yes.
I'm like, yeah, man, let me go
That's a
ahead
deflating.
With Ant-Man, I love the fact that he's changed the mindset. He's changed how we look at the Minnesota Timberwolves. He's changed that. I think they've somewhat, as a team collectively, have embodied his attitude and his personality just a little bit. And I think that's helped the way we view Minnesota.
Yeah.
We don't view them as the losers, and obviously they've been to the playoffs a couple years, but we don't view them as the losers that we used to view them as, and we also don't view them as soft.
Can
we
they
don't view them like that?
Speaking of that, Ant-Man and the Timberwolves, can they win it with their team right now?
To be honest, some of their pieces are still young, and
Well, they got nice pieces. It's just going to be.
I think it's the same thing with Boston. I want to see everyone develop a little bit more and see what they look like 2026. Ant-Man is going to be 24, right? You know what I mean? Some of those other guys that they have, pieces going to be 2 years older. Don't react now. Let's just see. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you're like, oh, we need to get rid of.
Internally, they just got to develop.
They're going to sit here and trade these pieces. I'm like, well, Ant-Man's only 22 right now. This is where y'all got. Let's wait till he's 24 and see what he looks like with this roster.
Nas Reed was 6 Man of the Year. He didn't have a great playoff. He could have did a little better.
Daniels, let these kids.
What do you think of Memphis coming in this season?
Hey, listen, I thought whoever drafted Edie in the first in the top 15 picks was gonna get fired. Right? I was like, yeah, you gonna get fired for this pick. And then he goes to Memphis, and you're like,
moves Jaren.
That's what we said. That's what I was like. That's perfect.
That's a great ass pick, man. God damn, dog. That is like, you know what I mean? Like, when you're talking about where you want to get drafted for success, right? Being a top 5 pick or the perfect position. If I'm him, I'm sitting there like this. Thank you. Because this is the best. You got John Morant, right, with his style of play, easy buckets, right? My God, easy
buckets,
right? The fact that they don't have really a post guy because
Jaren Jackson wants.
Yeah,
he wants to be on.
They lost Steven Adams.
It moves Jaren Jackson to his natural position. Desmond Bane makes every shot he shoots.
Yes.
Right.
Marcus Smart's never been healthy there really because of Ja missing 2, so it's gonna be interesting.
So everybody gets back in their place. Then you got Gigi Jackson, right? If they put him at the 3, you're sitting here with. You might have a nice little squad.
You got the little young bouncy light skinned cat.
Yeah.
I don't know his name. I can't remember his name. Little young bouncy with the dreads.
Damn, what was his name?
Who? For Memphis?
Yes. He bouncy as shit.
He's like a.
He come off the bench.
Yeah.
He's like a 6'7", 6'8", 4 guy.
Williams?
No. I don't know his name, but young fella, I apologize, but you bouncy.
The kid, Brandon Clark.
Brandon Clark.
Brandon Clark.
Yeah, he's bouncy. They got some pieces there. And like I said, they lost Steven Adams, so I think he moves into the. And he
starts. He going to probably average a double-double.
Like it's easy money.
Yeah. They're going to be all right. I'll tell you one thing, though. They got to go through SGA, though. They got to go through them boys. Let me tell you something. The boy give you 30 and don't sweat. I don't know what kind of lotion he use. I don't know what body wash the be having on. The shit is insane. I ain't never seen no mother. I thought I was a cool. I know, Michelle, you thought you was a cool. This is the coolest I done seen.
Cool, too.
This is cool, and I'm a man. I can say that because I'm confident in my manhood. You a cool boy.
Really, right? Like, when he makes, but like, it's cool, like, You out there just
Like, goddamn, is this 2K for real? Like, this is crazy. Like, he's cool, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's not forget they got Caruso for a bag of chips and a soda. No disrespect to Josh Giddey. I just thought that they got him for a lot.
Bag of chips and a soda.
No, I don't know. Disrespect to you, Josh Giddey.
You already said it.
But
You already said it.
No, I ain't calling Josh Giddey a bag of chips and a soda. But we talked about being poor. Sometimes a bag of chips and a soda all you need.
We can
35 cents.
we can do this for hours. But before I let you go, I'm going to do some speed questions real quick from fan questions. Right?
Okay.
That's a good one. Start, bench, and cut. MJ, LeBron, and Kobe.
God
Damn, man. See, this I hate.
Oh, man.
Because I tell people all the time,
But
man,
I know,
two things,
but Gail gonna say
but
something.
two
That's
things
why
can
we
be
gotta
true, man. Two things can be true.
Oh,
MJ can be your GOAT, and LeBron can be the GOAT today. And that's what I
Yes.
tell people all the time. MJ is
Well,
my
if
GOAT,
you're
but
just saying those two, then
LeBron
you
is
already
the
got your
GOAT.
answer.
No, I'm just letting him answer this question. But I think what people don't
I
understand,
agree.
sometimes two things can be true.
No, it's the same thing we just said about Embiid. Like you're not being negative and hating on him.
Because that conversation right
this
there,
argument
LeBron
right here,
James
this
and
argument
Kobe.
here is it's unfair. It's
Yeah,
unfair.
that
but
ain't
it's
fair.
unfair.
But okay, so I'm going to
Do the best you can.
We're just going to just piss everybody off. So I'm going to start LeBron, bench Jordan, cut Kobe. And Kobe's my favorite player of all time.
Yeah.
But I can't have Jordan and Kobe on the same team because obviously if Jordan starts and Kobe's coming off the bench, Jordan ain't coming out for him. Right? So if I start Kobe, he ain't subbing in Jordan. So I'm going to go with the safe pick as a coach. I'm going to start LeBron, Jordan off the bench. Bron will come out the game.
Yes. He'll play the right way.
Yeah,
Bron
he'll
will
play the
come
right
out.
way. You switch it up and have Jordan in. Bron ain't never getting in the goddamn game. I can tell you that for sure.
This is facts. This is facts. This is a great point. Great point. I love the curve. Yeah. I love that curve.
If you had to pick 3 current players to go back in time and play with in your era, who would it be and why?
In my era,
Or you could play with?
I want to play against Curry. I want to play against Dame. I want to play against Brunson.
You said Curry. Now, but you made a comment one time. You said Steph wasn't a generational talent.
Oh, okay, because I said that because I know they don't know how to use the word right.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So generational talent is...
That's why I said exactly like generational talent. So let's be,
so it's an amateur status.
Okay.
Right? Your generational talent means you have potential still.
Okay.
Right? So Wemby is a generational talent. How can him and Steph be on the same platform? Right? So one is not used right. So once you become a player, right, you are a generational player. So Steph is a generational player. It's
but
like
talent is something that he hasn't been proven yet. But he's
Yes.
7 foot. He can do all the things.
Oh.
Well, he has the talent to do all these things. But
Yes.
will it manifest itself?
Yeah, so
Okay.
he's already manifested, so you can't keep
Yeah, so
calling
he's a generational player, not a
Yeah.
generational talent.
Right,
Steph
so
is.
it's like my girlfriend, right? This is my girl. Once I marry her, I can't call him a girlfriend no more. Right? That's disrespectful. So I wasn't the disrespectful one. They were for calling a man talent when he's clearly 4 champions. He's a generational player at this point, goddammit. But that's how I go viral. Just trick it up a little bit.
Last question. Who's the most similar player to you in the league today?
Ooh.
I want y'all at home. I hope, man, you realize what this man did.
I was
say-
finna say. Hold
Man,
on.
I hope they realize.
I'll say Maxey with the way he plays. He just comes downhill, going to take his shots, right? But, I had elements of the game that people didn't really understand. I posted up a lot, right? If I seen a mismatch, I was going to post up some of those smaller guards,
that.
right? So I'll say Maxey, a little bit of Dame, young Dame.
That's what I was thinking.
It was, the young Dame. The new Dame, he's done elevated, you know what I mean? So it's like Maxey and a little bit of Dame.
Yeah, that's what I seen. A little bit of that Dame.
Yeah.
That shit, yeah.
Man, listen, man, I appreciate you taking this time with us, man. It's been fun. We can talk
question.
basketball all day
Anytime.
long.
Yeah, I got one more
All right,
question
go
because
ahead.
we all fathers and we got kids that play the game of basketball.
Your son is dead nice.
Yes, sir. Your son can go.
Dead nice.
Listen, you're a little bit Sergeant Slaughter-ish, but it's okay. You're a little bit Major Payne-ish, but it's okay.
No, actually, I'm not.
Really?
Right? Like, so look, I wake up at 5:30, go to the gym every day. One thing I say is, I'm not waking you up.
No doubt.
Right?
I can't be your alarm
this
clock.
Ain't my love. This is your love.
No doubt.
This is just my habit.
Yes.
Right? So right now, you love it.
Yep.
You like the game.
Yeah.
You don't love the game. Right? So what I can do is just be the example of what someone at the next level look like. So you have
That's great.
Take 1,000 shots a day, this and this. At this point, do it when you want to. I'm just telling you, it's easy to do the shit in the morning
Yeah.
because
Get
you
your day
can
over.
double back
Yes,
later. If you
100%.
wait till midnight, you got a
easy to say
Kobe
I'll do it.
Bryant who done, got a Kobe Bryant mindset who done woke up at 3 a.m., 5, 7, like he's right? All I can do is just, here's the time, and this is what's out there. So you got to do it on your own. But he's very talented. He listens,
he's a
right?
bad coach.
You don't know if they're winning the game or he's smooth.
He's really
smooth.
good. He's really good.
Well, I mean, you doing, like I said, you're doing a lot of things, doing a little bit of club shay. I mean, you touching everything, man. So shout out to everything.
You got to, man. Like, listen, man. Listen.
Yeah,
When I retired, man, listen,
nightcap
it was
and all
boring as
that.
hell.
You did.
You had to ask your girlfriend. So, what's your name again? Okay. All right, because like it's like learning somebody all over. Like I know you like.
Listen,
6 hours a day, once a week.
What's your name again?
I seen that retirement statistics when NBA players retire. I was like, yeah, I got to get my shit in order. I'm going to have to get my shit and get out. Like one of the two. Something going to have to happen.
But I seen why, because you get there and you start really, you're there. There's no running. You get us. We get in an argument. I'm gone.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We'll fix it on text. By the time I get back, we back in the family. Now you sitting there. So who is this? You want to go to the mall? You need the mall. Here's my car. Here's the black car.
OG's out.
I know you like the black car.
We're going to get out of here with that one.
OG's out. Appreciate you coming in, cuz.